Hi there, my name is Christian Ashbach, and welcome to Code, Confessions of a Domestic Engineer. And today, plants! We're planting! Woo! Hee So, this is episode 3, and I'm gonna take you around the outside of my house to show you the stuff that I do. And we're going to start with my rain barrels. Now, this one here, the hose fell off. I had to improv this because they didn't have the right stuff at the specific store when I went to it, the exact stuff I wanted. This is actually better, works out much better in the long run. The problem is I've got to cut it better and just readjust it and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's not too bad. But because it fell out, I didn't get the water catch that I was hoping to get, and I will show you. That's it. That's all I got in there. That little itty bitty bit. See here, I haven't finished removing the eaves troughing, and I really should get to that so it doesn't look so bad. And I'm going to probably do that while we're here. But, I got the hose set up right on this one, and this one actually has an overflow that goes to that one. And let me show you why there is an overflow. Because that is how full this one already is. Okay? That's it. That's how full this one is. And the funniest part about that is that's connected to the eaves trough, which runs, the length of the house. What you can't see is right there. You can see the damage in the eaves trough right there. It's not horrible. There's a bend over there as well. But, that leaks a little bit. But think about it. That whole house, okay? That one barrel, and that was honestly over the course of 2 days, one really good rain, and then it comes in an overflow, and the overflow is here, and even the overflow is already starting to take water, and I completely emptied the overflow when I moved it here, because originally this one was attached to my backyard. And speaking of backyards, this would be the one in my backyard. This really has the smallest bit of eaves troughing, just a little bit there. Originally I had the second overflow connected to this one. As you can see, the pipe's just kind of hanging loose from when I took it off. It's sitting next to my sump pump there. But yeah, so that's my rain barrels. Hi there, everyone. I am going to take one moment to remind you to visit me here on Patreon. That's right. If you visit me on Patreon and you become a subscriber, not only do I have exclusive content for you, and some cool stuff at that, right now there's some exclusive music up there from the Howling Odyssey that's not available anywhere else except for on that Patreon account. And there is also some of my original desktop photography that is on there. Of course, I'm loading up the music reviews on there as well. And speaking of music reviews, if you are one of the people who decide to take one of the 15 exclusive spots where you can be an official subscriber, get all the regular access, plus you can pick one CD a month that I absolutely will review. I will go out and I will buy it and I will absolutely review it. No ifs, ands, or buts, unless I can't get my hands on it. Let's be clear. If you pick some type of really weird, obscure, it's going to cost me $500 to buy it, I'm not doing it. Off topic, let's get back to the gardening. Now, this is my tomato / onion / there's a couple peppers in here. These little itty bitty sticky like things right here. Maybe see that? Maybe see that one? Okay, so you see those. Those are peppers. All this stuff in here, this all got put out early. A little too early, some would say. I know my mom would definitely say I put it out too early. And I would not disagree. I had to cover them up one night. I should have covered them up a couple nights, but after I covered them up the one night and it blew all my covering off of it anyways, I didn't bother. I'm going to do a little weeding in here today because I can see a little weed coming up along the edges. But those are onions all along the edges here. And then back in through there, that's basil. Got some basil over there too. And this spot here is reserved for something special later. So that's my tomato garden. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more in the house. So there's going to be a total of 11 tomato plants in there. I'm not even going to try and count the onion plants at the moment. Just 2 basil plants going in there. I have one more basil plant I'm going to put in elsewhere. There is one more tomato plant that has to go in there as well. Hair's all crazy all over the place. Looks wild and untamed. I'm crazy, man. Crazy, man. No, it's just, I'm out in the garden and I don't give a shit how I look. So, I should. I'm on YouTube or wherever the hell you're watching this. Probably YouTube, unless you're watching this in the future, and who knows where you're watching it then. But right now you're watching our YouTube if you're watching it as I freshly release these things or within close time. Anyway, so what you can't see is I'm digging a hole. I'm digging a hole here, okay? And the reason I'm digging this hole is we're going to put my last tomato plant in there. So we're just going to shake that out of the cup. We're going to put that down there. Now, the beauty with tomatoes is they root further up. So you can actually bury a significant amount of the tomato and you're all good to go. The roots will actually move upwards. So what we're going to do is I'm going to brush some of this extra away here. We're going to give this a little bit of an extra mound. Just give it a little extra support in there. All right, now it looks like I'm packing that down tight. I'm not packing that down tight. I'm packing it down pretty loose. We're gonna replace all this straw, and I use this straw as coverage to help retain moisture in the ground. And let me tell you, it does make a difference. Hasn't rained in a day or two. A day, I think, and I can feel that moisture in the ground. It's nice. Hey everyone. Planted some plants, that's right. So check it out. We're going to put the peppers in here. This is where our peppers are going to go. Now we got a little cilantro over here. We got a little over there you can't see. And a little over in that corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to move some of this excess out of here. Spread it over there. I'm a little stingy with it just at the moment. I've got extra sitting in other spots. We're going to dig ourselves a nice little hole. We're going to take this pepper. We're going to drop it in there just like that. Now, we can't do what I do with the tomatoes. You can't overplant them deep. You don't want to do that. But we're going to do that there. Get it in there nice. Don't pack it down hard. You don't need to go pack it down hard. You just want it in there so it's nice and firm, so it can hold itself up. And clean some of these weeds out of here as we go. Now, if you read the instructions on the seeds say that you're supposed to plant them certain distance apart. I'm not going to follow those guidelines because I like to squeeze extra in. But I'm not going to disobey them completely. See, when I designed this, I actually designed it so 4 could go on this side, but then I put in the cilantro, so I got to leave the cilantro a little space. And I'm going to put some thyme on the 2 sides as well there. I'm going to leave a little space that way. Now, normally if you follow the guidelines, the best you're going to do is get 3 plants in here. I'm going to squeeze, 3 plants here, 3 plants there. So the best you're going to get normally is, say 6 in here. I'm going to go and I'm going to squeeze at least 8 into this garden. I've got this one that's already in here. I've got these 3 here, these 3 here. And then I'm going to go grab one more out of my starters over there. So here we go. my plans with the watermelon, when I bought these, I didn't read what the spacing was on the watermelons, and watermelons require a fair amount of spacing, apparently. I don't have the fair amount of spacing to give them because of the way I plotted this out. So, what we're going to do is plant the watermelons in the corners so they can come down along the sides and whatnot, so they got space to move around that way. And then I'm going to use the center for some extra peppers. Because I got a lot of those. one last time for the Patreon. Right there, link is down below, so you can just click on that and it'll shoot you on over to Patreon. I've already discussed the option that is there for exclusive members for picking out which CDs I will review. I'm now going to talk about the other exclusive members, which I have created 50 spots where you can get a monthly package that will contain original photography from me. It won't necessarily be that I'll send you photographs. I might send you photographs. You know, you might get an 8x10 or 2 in a package. That might happen. Depends on what I'm sending out. Sometimes you might get an assortment of postcards, fridge magnets. Who knows? I don't know. It depends on what I'm in the mood for that month. What I will do, though, is I will guarantee that it'll be exclusive content to you and the up to 50 people in total, and each package will come with a numbered paper, blah blah blah, to make it pretty and official. Anyways, back to the gardening. But stop by Patreon. Don't forget. Click on the link. Click on the link. So let me show you the front garden. I did most of the work on this. I had a little help. Sean kicked in a little with helping rip up the lawn, and I believe he helped move some of the stone into that ball there. Now, you're probably looking at it going, why do you have a giant Pokeball on your front yard? Well, I play Pokemon Go, and the house that we lived in previous to this had a stop within range from my couch in my living room. Well, I wanted to hopefully get another Pokestop. So Niantic, if you're watching this, when this gets requested as a stop, I am the person who made it, and I want it as a stop, please. But anyways, don't ask me to tell you what all the flowers are in here. I know that these are irises that are about to bloom, and they're going to be beautiful. That there, it doesn't look very bushy, but that's my butterfly bush. Most of these are lilies, because I absolutely love lilies. So anything you see that looks like that is basically a lily. There'll be different types of lilies. These are also a different type of lily as well. So when you see those and like that cluster over there, those are lilies too. I absolutely love lilies. They're just one of my all-time favorite flowers. They're just absolutely beautiful. And I have no clue what this thing is, but I thought it looked kind of cool in there, so I left it. We'll see what happens. If anybody knows what this is, okay? I smelled it. It smells like green, okay? It does. I don't know what else to say. It kind of reminds me of dill, sort of. But it's not dill. It's something like that. I don't know. Anyways, not the smell. I just mean the look of it. Kind of reminds me sort of of dill. Or a fern or something like that. I don't know. Weird leafy stuff. Anyways, those are also irises there. Yeah, I mentioned those. And I got plans for this pole here eventually. I put in with the little rocks around it. I use this actually for Halloween. I have this cool little ghost. That's how it started. Cool ghost that comes down off my front porch there. Just comes zip lining down. It was to make it COVID friendly and cute, and Halloween's fun, so I try and make it fun for the kids. We got those plants going in there with a weed in there. I should probably pull that weed out. Those are hostas. We'll see what they're going to do. Look at how big these were already here when I moved in. These were in the backyard. I moved them to the front yard. And that little fountain was here as well. I put that in. That dog was mine. The tree was here as well. And that rose bush right there is from the backyard as well. I moved that out front. And then the green leafy stuff was here as well. Everything else, plant-wise, was donated from my mom's garden. I got all her extras. I put them in last September, and I've had to so ever patiently wait for this to start up this year. And you just see how beautiful that looks, really. I mean, you can see the love and the patience and everything put in that. These rocks here, I actually moved them from our last house because sentimentality. My kids actually helped retrieve these with me from Little River Golf Course, and I've loved them and made sure to keep them around as much as I can since then, just for that sentimentality. And then, I went out, and some of these rocks were already here. Some of these rocks I had to buy to do the lining for the Pokeball. All the rocks filling the Pokeball had to absolutely be purchased. Couldn't get around that. And then I bought all the mulch. Beautiful. It's looking absolutely fantastic. It was a little rough for a while, but not bad, I have to say.